Hey everyone, so today we're going to be talking about the Earth Chaos Rift boss. Right now I have a team that can beat stage 4, but it's not very consistent. It is this team, and I'll show you a clip of it later in the video. It's very situational. You know, I need a bunch of different things to go my way. But the reason why I'm recording this is because I think if you have specific heroes booked, you're able to beat this, I believe, pretty consistently as well. I know that specific heroes are here. This is one of the ways that I found to beat it. I think a lot of the community uses similar teams like this. I know Machine, who's one of the French content creators. He just got accepted into the CC program, so that's pretty cool. But he's been putting out some really good videos of this Earth boss. He does have a A5 Rosalie that is booked, which seems to be amazing for this. So I do not have her booked. I have Levi booked, so I've been using him, but a lot of things need to go my way. Essentially, though, this team composition can work for you as well, where you'll have a booked Rosalie, and then you have someone else that does counterattacks similar to Geralt or maybe Thomas or anything like that. And I'll show you in the clip how that comp works. But the reason and the theory behind all of this stuff is because of this tide turner ability on the Earth boss. So it says at the start of the turn, this means his turn, it converts 100% of his defense into attack, meaning that all of his defense goes away. So he ends up having 0 defense, and then the defense is returned at the end of the turn. So what makes some of those characters good and why they do so much damage is because they have a counterattack ability within their kit, right? And the counterattack takes place before the end of this Earth boss's turn. So they're counterattacking this Earth boss when he has 0 defense. It's very key. That's why heroes like Rosalie are extremely good, or Geralt. And in my case, Levi, if he ends up dodging the attack, that's how this comp works for me. So like I said, very situational. For me, it's probably 30% completion percentage. I don't ever do it. I can't get this comp to work on stage 5, but I've seen teams with Rosalie be able to do it here, and even up to stage 6, and maybe stage 7. So I am thinking about booking Rosalie just because she is good in PvP as well, so it wouldn't be a waste for me. I'm already getting extremely salty about needing to waste books on PvE heroes. It's kind of annoying. Anyway, so far my overview of this stuff, I am not enjoying it personally. I think it's kind of mundane and tedious to do it. There hasn't been a whole lot of great auto teams. This one is a little more auto friendly. The fire boss I have found to be fairly auto-friendly, but you need one specific hero for me, but I'll make a video on that separately. So anyway, let me talk to you about the team composition, and then I'll fill you in on the actual gameplay video here towards the end, and I'll narrate over that. So Levi is my main damage dealer, like I said. He has some of these artifacts on him already. These are his stats. So he's got 292 crit damage, just enough speed, some nice attack there. On his crest, he has this crit damage scales with the target's lost HP, so he gets a little stronger. And then on bonus attacks, he gets more attack as well. So he does get bonus attacks from Flarence, and then also he has an ability to possibly proc his ultimate off of his trait. Right, so he has a 20% chance to launch a bonus attack with his ultimate ability. So he benefits pretty well from that. Here, I literally just threw this on him because it was 50 additional defense. And this one, his special ability is able to do an additional crit damage. Same thing here as well. And the focus is negligible. So that's Levi. He's my main damage dealer. And then next up is Rosalie. I just have her in some damage stats here. So this is okay stats, I think, for an unbooked Rosalie. I do have some stuff here. Damage against fire. No, just attack percentage on that. Speed up. It's just the health there. This one is actually pretty good. Crit damage scales with the target's current health. And according to the loss of own health, gain up to more defense. These are her stats. Like I said. But her big thing is whenever she's attacked by a wood hero, she launches a counterattack with her special ability, healing her, and then removing a negative effect. Like if she has one of the bombs on her or something like that, it removes it. So she does really big damage. And if you see anyone who's got a booked Rosalie, she's the main damage dealer there, and she is 100% better than Levi. But I have him booked, so I'm using him. Next, we have Florence. So Florence is there just to give people bonus attacks, additional damage, and then she puts up that increased damage taken. All I have on her are important stats like focus. I had her in resistance for something that I'll talk to you about here in a second. But the only thing that's important for her is she goes before the damage dealers, and she does not have the highest health. This is very important. And then we move on to Zitlin. So Zitlin is the main person in this comp, just because of this curse ability. It's super important. Without this, I can't beat stage 4, let alone consistently, let alone beat it at all. But these are his stats. Now, the reason why this resistance is so important is because at the beginning of the turn, the green boss puts up a unresistible stun to no, not unresistible. Well, it kind of says that, but you're able to resist it. I found that 130 up kind of guarantees the resistance all the time on stage 4. And you need him to be the highest health person, so you need his resistance high enough to make sure that you don't get stunned. And then on top of that, he needs to be the highest health. This is because the green boss also has an attack that deals damage to the person with the highest health, and it does massive amounts of damage. This is actually beneficial to this comp because you want Zitlin to die to be able to reborn himself with the reborn spell and then do the curse again. So that's the whole theory behind that comp. So resistance to avoid the stun, and then high enough health that he's getting damaged and he dies, so he can come back and then use his curse again. Now, last but not least is Shane, and Shane is there for this law of karma. Units attack when attacked by units outside their turn, damage is received. So the counterattacks and stuff benefit from that, and then he also gives the damage up to Levi for me. And then he also has this damage dealt by 6%. Like, all of these heroes are the main heroes for like speed runs and dungeons, and they're still really good here. But yeah, that's how I end up beating stage 4. Now, like I said, if you do not have Levi or anyone like that, there are a couple heroes in the fire, element that have counterattacks. So Geralt is an option. One thing you do have to worry about with Geralt is if he's paired with certain people, he does get bonus attacks like at the right time, but he gains an extra turn. The reason why, if he's A5, the reason why this is important is if he gains his extra turn from his counterattack on the boss, he'll end up going after the boss for that turn. And as we all know, you want to be in front of the boss, because anytime you attack a boss with counterattack on it, that person's going to get one shot. So you have to be a little careful with him. Darcy is actually looking really, really good for this, and I'm waiting for somebody who has they probably don't need an A5 Darcy, but a booked Darcy I think would be important. The reason why is obviously she has this invincible, which gives her some longevity, but she also has a counterattack, and then she heals herself back up 100% if she's booked. She also gains these battle spirit stacks, which increases her damage. If she's at A5, she can even get up to 10 stacks, which is 50% more damage. So I think she's a really viable option for this. I don't want to book her. I refuse to do it. But then you have some options here in Epic. Oramo, I know Zakiro, who's another content creator, did a video on this hero. So anytime that you take AoE damage, and the Earth boss actually has AoE damage from one of his attacks. He does like 2 main attacks. One is AoE damage, and then the other one is hitting the hero with max HP with a really hard hit. But whenever he takes damage, he actually counterattacks with 150% damage and then puts up that Burning Soul. And if he's ascended, it does 200%. So kind of cool. And then he also cleanses himself of like bombs and then heals himself. So self-healing, which is really important for stage 5 and whatnot. So that's kind of important. And then Thomas actually has a counterattack ability. 50% chance of launching a counterattack anytime an ally takes damage. So this can actually trigger whenever the person with the highest health gets hit. And then obviously the chances increase greatly because on the AoE, because your entire team is getting hit on that. So he's most likely to activate this passive. On top of that, he does have defense down 2 on his ultimate, which is pretty cool. Considering people who don't have Shane, maybe that could be a viable option. And then all of this other stuff doesn't really matter. He's there for the defense down 2, and then his counterattack dealing a lot of damage. So yeah, those are some options. Obviously, Rosalie is the pinnacle of this dungeon. So what I've been hearing from Ace and Bulin is, in order to scale with these dungeons, apparently these artifacts can get you there. I haven't seen it. I have zero idea how these are going to scale that much for you to be able to jump up to the next level. I can't see how at least 2 or 3 heroes are going to need to have, 6 or 7 books in them each. And that's just really disheartening, because for some reason the devs just refuse to give people books. It is so annoying. It's so annoying. It's so out of touch with the player base, and I'm going on a rant now. But they're do this awesome content, get these artifacts, but in order to do that, you need booked heroes, but I'm not going to give you booked heroes. I'll sell you books, summon in events, all of it's just so annoying, and it's kind of crappy, to say the least. So, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe these artifacts do have some kind of broken, secondary effect on them or whatever, and I'm just missing it. But I honestly haven't seen it yet. I think the elemental bonus increases damage. This is going to be really important, obviously, for your damage dealers. And then this one is going to be really important for, your support heroes, I guess. But there's just too many mechanics going on with these dungeons. What I've noticed is, even in this green dungeon, right? So this boss puts up bombs, right? And we have Brand to take off the bombs. But the problem is as the game, as the battle progresses, this cooldown is too long. like it's too long of a cooldown. So he can remove the first bomb, but then after that, the second bomb, unless you have some kind of self-cleanse on your heroes, he doesn't have enough time to loop back around to this and cleanse it again. So even if you kept him alive, built him tanky or whatever, he doesn't have enough cooldown here to remove the second bomb. Like, it's so dumb. I just don't get it. It seems to all be this really big gear check, and if you can't kill the boss, you know, within maybe 6 or 7 turns, then you just die. So I guess my rant is over. I just hope that the artifacts actually do scale, but it seems like the devs are out of touch, and it's frustrating to say the least. But anyway, let's get into the gameplay video. I'll show you how the comp works, and then you know, if you guys have something similar or whatever, you can implement this. Like I said, I know there's plenty of other CCs out there that have made videos on this. This is just the team I'm using, and also this video is in English. So for the foreign speaking members of the community, hopefully this gives you some clarity into this Earth dungeon. All right, so let's get into the gameplay video. Okay, so this is the team setup I was talking about. Basically, you know, you have Florence go use her ultimate, Shane targets Levi with his special, and then activates his ultimate, and then Zitlin does the curse, right? So all of these things to deal tons of damage. And then Rosalie is there as well to do her counterattack as well. But the things that need to go well for me is a couple things. Levi needs to do, like what you see here, his ultimate proc, and then he also needs to dodge because he just does so much damage off of that. But any counterattacker is going to do really high damage like that if they're booked or have really good damage stats. So that's the first thing that needs to go well for me. The second thing that needs to go well for me is the Earth Titan needs to do enough damage on this next attack to Zitlin to kill him after, see right there, he needs enough damage to kill him with that max HP to then kill him at the start of the turn attack. So then he can come in and do that second curse. So like I said, a couple of those things need to go well, and Levi is proccing some of his ultimates, and then he's dodging on the AoEs. If he doesn't do that, my team fails. And like I said, this is like a 30% team, but that's what I've been doing for stage 4. I'm thinking of just doing stage 3 so I can do it consistently. But yeah, that's basically all I got. Like I said, it's kind of mundane and annoying, but that's all I really have right now until I build up enough artifacts to I guess progress, as the devs say. So I hope you enjoyed the video, guys, and I'll catch you on the next one. See ya.